Let's talk about my favorite type of jelly, the giant phantom jelly. This is the giant phantom jelly. It is a type of massive jelly that is thought to be found worldwide in all of the oceans except for the Arctic. Now, I say thought to because it is incredibly rare to see this type of jelly. Since its discovery, it's only been seen about 100 or so times in total. This is due to the fact that it is found very, very, very deep in the ocean in the twilight and midnight zones, typically living around 6,600 or so meters below the surface, which is very, very deep. It's thought to be one of, if not the largest deep sea invertebrate predators, with a bell, or the top of the jellyfish, reaching around a meter across, and with the tentacles reaching up to 10 meters long. Now, fortunately, these tentacles are not used to sting, so even if this jellyfish does happen to come up to the surface, if you see one, you are not really in any danger because it does not have a sting potent enough to harm humans. It feeds pretty much entirely on zooplankton floating through the sea and small fishes that happen to get trapped in the tentacles, and again, it mostly just traps and absorbs them instead of actually stinging them to death. Another interesting feature is that since they live so far down in the ocean where very, very little light penetrates, they're pretty much invisible in their natural ecosystem with no light. They're this kind of smoky gray, black, brown color, and the kind of orange part in that bell over there is only visible when there's visible light present. So on the very, very, very rare occasions that they come up to the surface, or on the slightly less rare occasions when there's a research vehicle from like a marine research institute sent down to do a survey of the ocean, and the lights from that vehicle do shine on the jellyfish, showing that red-orange color. However, it is likely that the jellyfish itself does exhibit bioluminescence with a orange or red wavelength, but since red and orange wavelengths are the longest wavelengths and thus the first ones to disappear as you get lower down in the ocean, many ocean creatures are not adapted to actually even be able to see red and orange light. So if this jelly does emit red-orange light, many sea creatures down at the levels where it lives will still not be able to see it because their eyes physically cannot kind of process this wavelength color, so for all intents and purposes, this jelly is still essentially invisible. These jellies have also observed to have a potentially symbiotic relationship with a type of fish, the pelagic Rotula fish, which has been observed to just kind of hang out in the tentacles of the giant phantom jelly. It is thought that this fish helps the jellyfish by removing and eating parasites, and in turn is protected from larger predators by the jellyfish tentacles, and may also get to eat things like parasites or slightly larger fish that the jellyfish catches.